awesome. Yes, this was our first time being able to come to one of these leadership summits, and I think it was an amazing opportunity. I've learned a lot about myself and a lot about how other SAACs in our conference operate, and I've got some great ideas from the other teams, and I was able to make some new friends today, and I feel blessed.
Authoritative sounds super aggressive, but that was what I scored highest. But I wasn't really surprised, but that sounds really bad. But the word authoritative makes it sound aggressive. But we were sharing that we also scored the highest in authoritative and what that kind of looks like translated onto the board.
Okay.
My favorite thing was learning or talking to the past graduates, past athletes who had moved on to do their professional career. And I really enjoyed talking to them and learning a lot of advice from them.
You know, obviously, probably the biggest change is that's your identity, right? So much of who you are or who you believe you are, who people identify you as, is related to being a student athlete. And so the time that you walk off the field of the court for the last time, it's like that part of you is gone, and now it's like, well, what do I do? Who am I now? And so that's probably the biggest change, and the biggest challenge that you have to overcome is trying to figure out what are those other things that I identify as that make me who I am, and that's hard. It's something that I struggle with, obviously, and I deal with people like you every day that are trying to deal with it. But I think that's probably the biggest challenge.
I agree wholeheartedly with that, but it's also just getting used to, like, as a college student athlete, you have really, you're free to do whatever you want, whenever you want. And then when you head into the real world, having that daily structure takes a little bit of getting used to.
Right now, all your workouts are scheduled for you. All of your team training is scheduled for you. All you do is show up and be on time. Okay, so now your job is now you have to be the own scheduler of this routine. So you leave your last game, you walk off the court, off the field, off wherever, and you wake up the next day and you don't have a schedule. Where's your training? Where's your program? What are you doing? How are you moving? Finding your new, what is your new? So for me, mine was group fitness, finding classes that felt competitive, finding people around me that could be competitive with. And find your new competitive nature. That doesn't go away, so you have to feed it and fight it in a new way.
I would say the biggest thing would be getting outside of your comfort zone. I find myself on a daily basis talking to 5 to 6 people a day that I've never seen in my life. So getting over that hump of not being scared to go talk to someone that you've never seen before.
Having to cook for yourself, the nutrition side, really, because your calorie intake is going to change once you're not actively participating in your sport. Your calories may decrease, they may increase. Your lifting programs, all of that will change because you're not going specifically for sport. I think the other thing I struggled with was my social group. A lot of my friends were athletes and they were still athletes and I was no longer one. Even now, I don't live in the same state as all of my friends. So how do I connect with people? How do I make new friends?
Leadership style might be present over the other.
What did you learn from that, and how are you going to approach it next time you're in that same seat? So I think it just makes a good leader that knows other people respond different ways, but you have to get to know that person to know which style of leadership they will appropriately respond to.
the leadership comes in various different forms, and I like learning from like other people from other teams. And even though golf isn't something that we have to like be in contact with each other, it's something individual, but you still need leadership for it.
And to be honest, that experience changed my life. I would not be where I am, obviously, without being part of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and without, of course, being part of the National SAAC. Because when I hit that crossroads and decided I'm not going to go to medical school, what am I going to do? I said, I think I want to work a career in athletics. And at the time, my thought was, I want to go work at the national office. And so, taking a chance on National SAAC sent me in a completely different direction.